Embattled Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich is fighting for his political life. The trial won't be held in a criminal court, and it can't send him to jail. But when the Illinois Senate meets tomorrow to begin impeachment proceedings, it could mark the end of Governor Blagojevich's political career. Our own Amy Robach sat down for an exclusive interview with the governor. She's here now with more. Amy, good morning.
Good morning to you, Lester. And federal authorities haven't actually indicted Governor Blagojevich yet. He's under investigation for political corruption, including those allegations that he tried to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat to the highest bidder. The governor's political woes began the day he was arrested back in December, and I asked the governor about that day. You felt very proud about the job you did and were doing as governor, and then December 9th happens and you're arrested. That had to be one heck of a day. Mm-hmm. Have you since then prepared yourself for the possibility of prison?
No, I haven't, but that was an unbelievable day, and it's still very surreal to me. 6 o'clock in the morning, the alarm clock was set and it rang. I had my running clothes out, and when the alarm went off, I told my wife 5 more minutes, and then before the 5 minutes, the telephone rang, and it was a changing kind of telephone call. I thought at first somebody was playing a practical joke on me, and
Who was it, and what did they say?
Well, it was the agents that came and said what they said, and I said, "Who is this? Are you playing a joke on me?" I thought it was actually a friend of mine who was playing a practical joke. Unfortunately, it wasn't, and then, you know, the day unfolded, and I had a whole bunch of thoughts. Of course, my children and my wife, and then I thought about Mandela, Dr. King, Gandhi, and try to put some perspective in all of this, and that's what I'm doing now.
Governor Blagojevich is a man who has a lot of fight left in him. Jenna and Lester, it was interesting. I was asking him how he's received around town, and he told me a story about just the night before. He said he was in a friendly district, and when he walked into this restaurant, they were shouting 4 more years, and he said, "Hey, I'll just take 4 more days." He realizes what he's up against next week.
Now, he may not go to this impeachment trial, but at that trial, they may actually play some of these tapes that are in question. Is he prepared for all of us to hear what is on those phone conversations?
I asked him that very question. He said yes, as long as those tapes are put into full context. He said to me, if you look at the entirety of the tapes, he believes that we will see that he did nothing wrong. And I followed up, said, you know, we kind of have an idea of what's on those tapes. Truly, you're okay with Americans hearing what you said and how you said it? And he backed a little up then and said, well, I'm not exactly proud of the language I used. And if I had known I was being recorded, I probably wouldn't have used that language. We knew there were a lot of cursing on the tape.
Amy, you had exclusive access to his office where these phone conversations took place. How did he react when you guys both went back there?
We went back up to the office, and he said to us, this is the first time I've been back in these offices since my day of arrest, December 9th. And he said he was nervous walking back in, just how he was going to feel, because he said those rooms represent a violation of trust for him with the American government. He said he didn't know he was being taped, obviously, and just to be back in those rooms, to look at those phones. He was actually curious if the bugs were still up in the ceiling or in the light fixtures. He was a little nervous being there, but he said it also felt good to kind of be back home where he belonged, he said.
All right, Amy Robach. Amy, thanks very much. And you can catch much more of that exclusive interview with Governor Rod Blagojevich tomorrow morning on Today.